Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Hey, happy Labor Day. Man, you know what? I ain't even knew that it was Labor Day weekend. Man, I was just running hard, trying to get some stuff buttoned up, to finish up the summer real strong for myself. And then I'm like, oh no. I looked at it's the first. I'm like, hold up. It's Labor Day. That's why everybody's trying to get their last day to wear white, man. So do y'all believe in that? You put your white away for the winter and you start switching over to your creams and your eggshells and different shades, or do you just continue to wear white year round? I mean, you wear what you got, right? And if white is all you got, that's all what you're gonna wear. I'm wearing a white t-shirt right now, and it's clean too. Shoot. Everybody got a clean white tee on. Oh man. Look. In the news cycle for truckers, especially people who drive out there on the highways, motor carriers, travelers on the highways, the interstates, man, people who have a CDL or a regular driver's license, man. This is a news article that you should be aware of, that you should know. Okay, there's a news story going on, and it's been going on for a while. I've been reporting on CDL holders or fraudulent CDL holders being able to obtain CDLs by only paying a small fee of whatever it is. I did a story back in Texas. They had a ring going, and there was a ring in Florida about getting illegal immigrants or just immigrants, period, the ones who can't read English. They help them pass the test or just give them their CDL just for a small fee, man. Okay? And that's been going on for a while now. Okay? And if you know anything about the trucking industry, what they say is that, hey, there is a shortage of drivers. There's a shortage of, certain reports say that you have anywhere between 80,000 and 100,000 drivers short every day. Okay? Now, on record, we have more CDL holders in the country than what is short. The problem is that trucking companies and companies in general do not want to pay drivers what they are worth. All right? So, what do companies do? They hire who they can. Okay? They have lobbyists that are in their pockets to help them push an agenda. Okay? We're going to have to bring over people that will do the work for this wage right here, when really, in actuality, the workers, you have people here to do the work. You just have to pay them their worth. Okay? Now we're up against big business, us drivers. We're up against big business. We're up against not necessarily the government, because the people make up the government, right? But big business, they are pushing an agenda that, hey, America is short drivers. We need to open up our borders. We need to open up immigration, okay, and get these people in to drive these trucks for cheap rates, slave wages, okay? Truck drivers, they should be making somewhere near $30 an hour, entry level, okay? That's what they should be making if they're working for a company, right? And if they're out there on the spot market, if they're out there with contracted freight, $5 a mile, okay? $5 a mile. But what's happening out here is that you have people who come over here over the borders illegally, and they don't have any roots in the country, right? So they don't have a place to stay, they don't have a residence, a card, any family. So they are living in this truck, and what they're doing is they are booking freight way below market value, okay? Gobbling up work from truck drivers and companies who have company, and truck drivers who have companies that who know the market, who know what the prices should be, who know what the cost should be to run freight safely from point A to point B, but they're being underbidded like 30, 40, 50%. These people are underbidding loads that are so rock bottom that owner operators have been closing their doors. Trucking companies closing their doors in Florida. Owner operators are parking their trucks all around the country. They say there is no money to be made because the foreigners are driving all the cheap freight, which keeps wages low. Hey, there's no need to raise the wages up when you have people who are willing to come in and do it for little to nothing, okay? All right. Now, most of these people who come over, they can't even speak nor read English, but somehow they are able to get a CDL. All right. One of the laws is that you have to be able to read English at least at a 3rd grade level. Just simple reading. If you can just read, at a 3rd grade level, you should be able to pass your CDL, right? You want to be able to read signs. You want to be able to read caution signs all over the place, because we have constructions going on, we have different emergencies going on all the time, and if you're not able to read English, that is a nightmare for some people who are there on the road traveling safely, people who are traveling like this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. People are traveling, going to the cookouts, going to the beach, going to see family. Okay. And what's happening is these people, they are able to bypass the system and not only can they not read English at a 3rd grade level, but they're getting the CDLs anyway, right? They're getting their CDL, man. How might you say they're getting their CDL? Well, Jacksonville, Florida had done some research, and they've done some research and an investigation. I'm gonna tell you one thing about investigation, right, and research, okay? Once you get a news journalist on your case about anything, and they break a news story, they better than a detective, okay? Okay, a criminal investigator don't have anything on a journalist who's trying to make it big and crack a news story. Okay, shout out to all the journalists out there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and check out this news article right quick. And then we're going to go into some other things as well.
Now to a First Coast News investigation. Big trucks, big scheme. And we're going to start with this. Why is there a hole in this t-shirt? You can see the...
That's crazy, man. Y'all see that? All right, dude got a hole in the t-shirt, man.
Hole right there. State investigators say this is part of a cheating scheme centered in Jacksonville, making our roads treacherous. It's all tied to an issue in the news now. Just days ago, a truck driver in South Florida arrested after a crash that killed 3 people. According to the Department of Transportation, the driver from India made an illegal turn.
Like, I don't even understand that. Like, just looking at that sign, it has the U-turn, but it has a cross through it, right? Like, you can't understand that. That says no or don't. Maybe not. I mean, have y'all seen how they drive in India? They drive crazy. And we're going to look at some videos of how they drive in India, too. We're going to check that out.
Cross a median, and you can see here the crash scene behind this sign. And you can see it says, official use only, no U-turn. But could he read that? The DOT report says the driver was tested, and he could not identify 3 of 4 road signs. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis speaking out.
They did an English test, and he failed abysmally, not even close. But how ridiculous is it that somebody would get a commercial driver's license who doesn't understand the language of this country?
Okay, so his story is that he crossed over from Mexico into California. He crossed over from Mexico into California. Got a CDL in California. Got his CDL in California. And then got a job driving and pushing freight.
Doesn't understand road signs.
Like, how is that possible? Like, how is that possible?
Tonight, First Coast News has obtained evidence on how people in Jacksonville are cheating to get on our roads in big trucks. And to explain, let me take you back to an awful night in Nassau County that shattered the life of this local mom.
All right, so this right here is a crash, a story about a crash that had happened in Jacksonville a few months back, man, where a young man lost his life to a CDL holder who can't read or speak English. Alright, so we're gonna check this out, man. Heartbreaking stuff. I couldn't imagine losing one of my kids, you know, to a car accident, right? To somebody who wasn't even supposed to be in the country. And someone who can't even, to someone who can't speak English and who don't supposed to be in the country anyway. Like, man, like, capitalism is crazy when you think about it.
It's a car that's crushed. Oh my God.
911 calls from 2017. I-95 near Yulee, a 26-car pileup. And inside this car, Connor Design, a new graduate of Creekside High.
No mother should be forced to lose their babies.
His mom back then showing me her necklace.
Do you find yourself touching that a lot?
Mm-hmm.
That.
It's from the funeral home.
It's his fingerprint.
Wow.
It is.
Oh man, she's
It's the last thing that I have of him.
And now, 7 years later, she's still wearing it.
And I said I wasn't gonna cry.
Now she has something new to say along with her attorney, Curry Padgett.
Commercial truck drivers who can't read and speak English, take them off the road because they're killer drivers.
Padgett says the trucker who crashed into Connor could not read English. His name, Yadwinder Sangha. Padgett says Sangha, who speaks Punjabi, used an interpreter in his tape deposition under oath, and he admitted.
Punjabi. Need an interpreter. Like, how can you even get a job here, you know? Right? Who's hiring these people? Like, why are you hiring these people? Okay? Like, why? I get that you want to say that, well, we need people to do the work. So what? Look. We're short doctors too. But you don't just open up your borders to any old doctor to come over here and start practicing. There are people who waiting on operations because they don't. Let me tell you something. I am a veteran, okay? You know how long it is for a wait just to get a dental checkup for the VA because they don't have enough certified dentists to work for the VA? Or how long a wait is to see an eye doctor? Or how long you have to wait just to see any other doctor that specializes in something other than general medicine? Like, how long the wait is? Months. Sometimes a whole year. God forbid you got to see like something like a dermatologist. A year. And you know what? It is what it is. The market, it is what it is when it comes to certain professions. Like, you know what? There is a cap. There is a limit on how many doctors can be certified at once. So why do you have to fudge the books and fudge the records when it comes to CDL holders? Why you have to put the people at risk, the public at risk for non-English CDL holders?
Admits this.
I don't read English.
The sign said, slow down, traffic stopped ahead.
That message, he says, starting 6 miles back before the crash scene. And how many signs were there?
At least 3.
In April, President Donald Trump signed an executive order saying this.
Truck drivers who can't read and can't speak English must be taken off the road immediately.
See, and that's the thing, right? The government, like the president, can sign all the bills he wants to. Congress can pass as many laws as they want to, okay? If these business owners don't abide by the rules, then it's nothing, okay? Maybe there's not enough checks and balances, but that's just bureaucrat bull crap, you know? Bureaucrat bull crap. We already have CDL holders in the country. If rates were where they supposed to be, we wouldn't have this problem right here.
But But it does not solve a big issue.
These global trucking companies who are bringing non-English speaking drivers from Canada, Mexico, and India, driving on our roads and exposing our children to harm.
And now we have an exclusive look into a criminal investigation about just that. We've obtained documents about 5 people arrested in Jacksonville.
All right, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see one guy right here on the left.
We're showing only the face of the man already convicted. The charges, felonies. Cheating to get their CDL, commercial driver's license to drive a truck. Do the men arrested speak English? On the arrest reports, take a look. All requested interpreters.
Ukrainian.
The arrest fall
That's the you speak that Russian shit.
under the Bureau of Criminal Investigations and Intelligence from the Florida Highway Patrol. It's complex.
This is a very elaborate case. It is.
Sergeant Dylan Bryan with FHP says that
And his was real too. His was really real. It's a lot of companies out there that hire these non-English speaking people who come across the borders illegally. There's a lot of people who operate these vehicles that are here, right? I'm not sure if people care enough about that issue. You know, I have conversations with people all the time, right? And one conversation I had, and you know, I was talking about the slave labor in China and how those goods come over here, and really manufacturing should be here, and what happened, and some jobs here. And I said you should care about the slave wages and the sweatshops that goes on in China. And then I had got a side message, and the person said, we don't care about that. We just care about the end result, right? We just care about, are the shoes on the shelves? Or is food on the shelves? We don't care how it got here. Like, people, that's their thought. They don't care about that. That's why, you know, that's why supermarkets are the way that they are, you know? Okay? Like, the meat comes in processed, you know, you don't have to go to a butcher, if you will, right? Or you don't have to go to a farm and catch your own chicken. You don't have to go somewhere and catch your own fish. You don't have to pluck your own fish or pluck your own feathers off your chicken, you know? You can the meat is already processed. It's already chopped up and broken down for you. So the only thing you have to do is just wash it, clean it, right? Season it and cook it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else to it. You don't have to make your own shoes. You know? Like, so much of the process is taken out. It is taken away, that people only care about the end result. And they don't care how it gets here. Hook or crook. As long as it's there, as long as their needs are met and their wants are met, so be it. So what, there is a little teenage girl working in a sewing factory in China making 50 cents an hour, you know? So what? So what, there is a little boy in Mexico, he's putting together sneakers and he gets paid, you know, $1.50 an hour. So what? And so what? We have people who had crossed the borders illegally to drive those trucks. As long as I got my big screen TV from Walmart, it's all good. I don't care. That is the sentiment of some of us Americans, man.
there is now an investigation.
And big business know that too. Big business, they know that.
Statewide across Florida, dozens and dozens of cases, he says. And the cheating scheme centered in Jacksonville.
Stand up. All right. Stand up for me.
You're watching now a body camera from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office of an arrest made inside the DMV on Roosevelt. One man arrested, Vladislav Urashik, found guilty of 2 felonies, sent to jail in April.
It looked like I seen him before.
For 8 months. Brian calls him above entry level, but not the mastermind. So you're looking for the kingpin.
Always.
So how does FHP say this cheating scheme works?
We were shocked to see the extent that they were going to.
Brian calls it organized fraud. According to investigators, the men went in here, the DMV on Roosevelt, to take...
I used to live on Roosevelt too, man. That's the west side.
The CDL test to drive a truck, but they are rigged up with equipment to get their answers.
And you see the actual apparatus that he's wearing. He has a chest harness that actually holds the phone.
A red iPhone in the harness, and under a t-shirt, you see the hole right there? So he comes in this t-shirt with a hole cut in it.
Yes.
First and foremost, man, how do these people even know about this stuff, man? Like, who are they talking to that feeds them information to be like, hey, come on over to America, or to get to Mexico, or to get to Canada? And what you can do is you can get a job driving trucks, and what you can do is get this contraption, put it on your chest, and I'm gonna help you. Like, how do they know all of this? How do they know?
Now watch this. In a video we've obtained from the DMV, this man opening his shirt. Brian says it's kind of like FaceTime. The men sit in front of a computer and wiggle around.
Their body language is abnormal.
Until somebody outside in a parking lot can read the test questions on the screen in English and then tell them through this earpiece in their language. Employees at the DMV got suspicious.
Most people don't start to disrobe when they take a DL test.
They're unbuttoning their shirts.
They are, indeed.
So the 5 men arrested so far, that's just the tip of the iceberg?
It is.
And this is happening all over the country.
Tip of the iceberg. Man, shit, you ain't even scratched the surface yet. That's just a snowflake, okay? What I think is going to be, it's big business, man. I mean, once you really find out how much money is involved, right? I don't think you'll be able to do anything just because of how deep it goes, you know? How much money is involved, how many companies that's probably involved, how many government agencies that's probably involved. And here's the thing, once again, all of this could be avoided because we have CDL holders here if you paid a fair wage. If you paid people what they're worth. Sure, there could be some more restrictions, you know what I'm saying? You can only have so many CDL holders in the country per year. You know, kind of like doctors. You can only have so many doctors who are licensed practicing at once, you know. It could be that system, you know. Or just pay people what they're worth. Or you could do both. Put a cap on the CDL holders, have some high standards because it is a dangerous job. It is a certification, and pay the people what they're worth. Put a cap on it, and it is what it is. Hey, we're going to go ahead and pay these people what they're worth, man. These people are worth, you know, $100K per year, salary starting. You know, it can cap out at 180 per year, capped out. That's it. Company, if you're a owner operator, hey, you can negotiate your freight. You don't have to worry about dealing with the low board that only has, 89 cents freight coming out of Florida. Like, that's crazy. 89 cents, man. And these people, they will run that freight gladly. Me, I don't touch 89-cent freight. You know? No, man. No. I do $1.80, right? $1.50, that's it. If not, I could just deadhead out of Florida. Ain't no problem with me. Because more than likely, those Florida loads going to be heavy anyway. So, no. Put a cap on them, man. Put a cap on the CDLs. It is what it is. And pay people what they're worth.
Maybe from Jacksonville, we can make a difference.
So what does all this mean for Connor's mom?
It pisses me off.
She says the executive order is not enough. Another president could wipe it away, rescind it. So she's pushing for Connor's law. Make it stick with a federal law and give officers the power to take away the keys from drivers who cannot understand English.
Like, that's cool, I appreciate that, right? But once again, we have licensed CDL holders, certified CDL holders in the country, clean drivers that can read English. We don't have a labor shortage in trucking. We don't. People aren't pay drivers what they're worth. Hopefully, a story like this right here will help get the message out. Please, if you see this story right here, get the message out, man. Look, drivers deserve better pay. Companies, they rather cut corners and send in these illegal people to do the work, and they can't read. They're very unsafe. Okay? I see them all the time, every day, on the phone, foot up on the dash, looking down at the phone. I see them all day, every day. Flying down in their Volvo trucks. And it doesn't have to be like that, because we have drivers here in America that is willing to do the work for a fair wage. Just like in construction, we have people who can do the work. Just pay people what they're worth, man. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night right here, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this news story, man. Share this news article. I have put the link down in the description of the original story. Share it, man. Okay? Get the news out about truck drivers, truck driver pay. What's going on out there, man? You got to get the word out. Okay? This thing, it has a few layers to it. We don't have a driver shortage. We have CDL holders. People want to get paid for their time. They want to get paid for sleeping in these trucks, man. They want to get paid for living over the road during the holidays. They don't want to have to wrestle with illegal migrants coming over here, cutting corners, man. All right, that's all I have for them. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. This is the Big Money Trucker, man. We out until next time. Peace.